All right, guys, welcome. This is our start of our no sugar February. I expected a lot more persons, but I'm not sure what happened. But we'll just start, and I'm recording it and then post it on YouTube and then send the link around. Now, this is our no sugar month, and I know a lot of persons keep saying to me, Lipton, why the month of February? Because there is some persons have birthdays coming in, some persons have
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, some persons, there's so much things going on for February. So they said it's the wrong month. But every month there's a birthday, every month there is something going on. So why not February? February is the second month of the year, and it is where we all just get together and start making our plans to be healthier, live a healthier lifestyle. And I know for one, for myself, I can attest for myself is that as I get older, things I need to change my diet, especially since I've been here in the US. My diet is just off whacked. Everything that
Yes.
I'm used to eating back home is affecting my body now here. And doing the research for this has opened up my eyes to a lot of things, and there is a lot of things that we consume that has different forms of sugars or sweeteners. And that's why I don't just put sugars, I put sweeteners also. Uh,
Mm.
Sugar is a genetic name for sweet tasting soluble carbohydrates, many of which are used in foods. Simple sugars are also called monosaccharides, which is in glucose, fructose, and galactose. So anything in the toast, you'll find that you'll have simple sugars. Compound sugars are also called um, disaccharides,
That's
disaccharides, right?
disaccharides.
Or double sugars. The molecules made of two bonded monosaccharides. Common examples are sucrose, um, glucose plus fructose. So anything that is combined with a glucose or a fructose or a glucose and galactose or a
Them.
maltose or molecules of glucose is considered monosaccharides. Um, so when we look at all the products that we have out there, especially the processed foods, we have to be very careful because it comes in different forms. Sugars and sweeteners comes in different names. As I was researching, I found some really interesting names, and some of them, taken me aback. Um, for instance, when I saw the term lactose, the first thing came to mind was milk. And I'm saying, but
Mhm.
milk isn't sweet. Milk doesn't have any sugars.
Milk
But
sugar.
but what they have done was to extract this lactose from milk and milk products or anything that has anything within that that has lactose, extract it from it and turn it into a liquid or powdery substance. And sometimes you can even go into the store, depends on which store, and order lactose sugar
Mhm.
itself or lactose sweeteners,
Sweeteners.
right? So that when you put that into the products that they have, it doesn't consider to be sugars, so they would put on the labels no sugar added, but
Hmm.
it tastes sweet. And here is something what you have to look at. Um, Here's something that you have to look at when you're drinking, even say orange juice. And I tested it out for myself. I bought a whole bag of oranges and I start juicing them and I taste it. And sometimes some oranges makes it tastes like you're having lemon instead of orange. And when I taste the orange juice that they say no sugar added or organic orange juice, it is sweet. It's extremely sweet. And I'm wondering, how is this sweet? But then when you start reading the label, it will have some form of sweetness in there hidden that you don't really understand what, you don't know what kind of thing this is. And I always tell my clients my clients is that if you're reading a label and there's things that you cannot pronounce, like I couldn't pronounce one of these words tonight, don't have it. Try to stay away from it. You know, try to use natural, healthier products instead of going into processed foods. When I was at IIN, Institute of Integrative Nutrition, one of the things they instill in us is that you eat from a plant and not what was made in a plant. And it is kind of confusing, but if you look beyond the words itself, you will figure it out. So eating from a plant, anything that grows from the ground, that's what you tend to eat. But anything that was made in a plant or a factory, you try to stay away from that. You try to avoid anything that is processed. Because what they have done with processed foods is not just put unhealthy stuff in there. And the FDA, I have to blame the FDA for some of the things because one, they will tell you these things are bad, but this amount is good. Now, if it is bad, it's bad. It cannot be good if it is a small quantity. Over the period of time, it's gonna get worse. You're gonna be feeding yourself all these things, and sugars are an addictive substance. Sugars is almost like you are on crack because you're gonna be always wanting to. You're always wanting to. Um, sorry, guys. Thought my phone was on silent. Let me just put this on silent. Okay, great. Yeah, so as I was saying before, I hope I didn't lose my chain of thought. But what they do with it, if you're gonna put something inside of a drink, and you have to look at let's look at a soda. A soda is now 20 ounces. And what they have done with it is that they put the serving size on it to say 8 ounces, but none of us really look at 8 ounces of soda. Everybody looks at more trying to drink the whole bottle. Now, if the recommended dosage of sugar, say, is for argument's sake, is 1 teaspoon per serving, and there is 2.5 servings in a bottle of soda, you're basically having 2.5 serving of sugar, which turns out to be unhealthy for you. Almost everyone likes sugary snacks, but if you often have foods and drinks with a lot of added sugars, the empty calories can add up. Added sugars can play a part in weight gain. It also may raise the risk of serious health problems such as diabetes and heart disease. You may try to stay away from table sugar by using less processed sweeteners such as honey and molasses, but these also are forms of added sugars. They add calories to your diet. Now, as I said before, we can't stay away from sugars, but we can stay away from sugars. Natural sugars, like that's from fruits and some vegetables, are great for the body. The body knows how to use it, break it down, spit it out, make you healthy. Unnatural sugars, like I had a conversation last year with one of my clients. She said she likes stevia, and she said stevia goes into the body and it is 0 calories. But then if you keep having stevia all the time, it's going to add up over a period of time. And sugars on a whole, or sweeteners on a whole, increases your weight. And one of her problems was she couldn't lose weight. And we're trying to change her diet, but she's still going around eating all these stevias. Anything, if she's baking, she puts stevia in there. And these things add up over a period of time. So you can't just say I'm having these healthier form of sugars, but yet still these healthier form of sugars will also over a period of time become unhealthy sugars. Some people use products called sugar substitute, as I mentioned earlier with my client. Also known as artificial sweeteners. They taste sweet like sugar, but have fewer calories. Some have no calories. But everything has a calorie. Every movement you do, it burns a calorie. Everything you ingest is a calorie. Let me see if I'm going to share the food plate with you, this food plate with you. It's one of the food plates that we use when I'm talking to my clients about healthy eating habits. Now, this food plate, let me bring it in first before I say anything more in regards to the food plate. Okay, here we go. I want to show you guys the food plate first, and then we can go from there. All right, here we go, guys. Tell me if you're seeing my screen. Give me a thumbs. Let me see. Share screen. Okay, here we go. I'm sharing my screen. So when we're consuming things from this standpoint, how I will talk with my clients is that we look at everything on the outside of the plate. And as you see, you have relationships, career, physical activity, and spirituality. And we all consume everything from the outside of the plate into our bodies. And this causes us either to have extreme stress. It causes our bodies, our hormones levels, and our the whole buildup of our bodies to change because something is gone wrong with the outside of our bodies. Now, if something goes wrong in our relationship, and don't think of relationship as just your significant other, think of your relationship as your circle, your friends, your family, things like that. So with all of that, if something happens in your lifestyle, whatever is on the inside of this changes inside. So the fruits, the vegetables, the whole grains, and protein. And one of the things that I found over the period of time that I've been coaching clients now is that when we look at everything from their past till now, we have to look at the past to fix the present. And most of my clients, they remember the first time they had sugars. It's either a soda, a sweet, ice cream, whatever it is. And it resonates with them and it becomes a comfort zone. So sugar is now a part of our lifestyle and it is our comfort. Not so much that we can't get rid of it, but it's very difficult to get rid of it. It's very difficult to break a habit. Now, while we're doing this challenge, changing our lifestyle, because everything is about a lifestyle change. We have to try to get everything on the outside of the plate fixed, and then we can work on the inside of the plate. And sometimes we can do it vice versa, work on the inside of the plate, and then we go to the outside of the plate. I'm going to stop sharing this now. I hope you guys understand the gist of of the outside of the plate and the inside of the plate. So let's get back to where we're going to try and work on the sugar thing now. So sugars from different standpoints is considered to be great because we love it. It's our comfort. Most of our comfort food is either salty or sweet or savory. And we tend to go back into it because one, it takes us back to a place in time when we're the happiest, we're wonderful, we're just great at that moment in time. Now, these artificial sweeteners, as they bring it in, we were saying we don't want the sugars, but we like what we're getting from these no sugar added things. And it tends to soothe the taste and it's like a feel-good drug. Sugars is like a feel-good drug. Artificial sweeteners, most artificial sweeteners, also called non-nutritive nutritive sweeteners, are created from chemicals in a lab. A few are made from natural substances like herbs. They can be 200 to 700 times sweeter than table sugar. Now bear that in mind. A teaspoon of regular sugar, sometimes you're adding sugar to your coffee. Some persons add 1 teaspoon of sugar and it is fine. But you add 1 teaspoon of these sweeteners, it enhances the sweetness of these of the coffee that you're having. So is it great to have these sweeteners? No. Is it great to have sugars? The more natural the sugar is? Yes. But for this month, we're staying off of this because we need to wean ourselves off added sugars. We need to be able to step away from it and get back control over one's self. These sweeteners don't contain calories or sugars, but they also don't have beneficial nutrients and vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They are regulated by the US FDA as food additives. Dietitians recommend cutting back on highly refined foods and beverages with added sugars and artificial sweeteners, but not removing all carbohydrates from your diet. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we can have our fruits, we can have our sweet vegetables like beets. I'm not sure if beets is considered vegetables or fruits. It's a toss-up right there. Maybe you guys can help me out with that answer. But you have some vegetables that give you a sweet flavors, and it will have that added sugars that we need. And carbohydrates, good carbohydrates, when it breaks down into the body, it turns into sugar. Our body can accept that and use that. But then when we're going to be adding excess sugars onto your bodies by putting excess sugars in your drink, excess sugar into your coffee, you're baking with these sugars, you're going out, you're having a drink, all of these things added excess sugars. And everything that you are looking at right now in your life, you're saying, oh, I never knew this had sugar, I never knew that had sugar. And I'm going to talk from my perspective. Since I've started this, I have been researching, and every time I go into the store, one of the things I start doing is reading the labels. And a client of mine, Cheryl, she's inside here, she mentioned that there is a app that she saw someone using in the supermarket called Yuka, Yuka. And you scan it. I've been using it the other day, and I scan it and it says, okay, this is bad for you, so let's try this or that. And then I start reading the labels a little bit more, and I'm not taking it for granted that I know what I'm putting into my body. I normally like to cook everything from scratch. Anything that I'm going into my body, I like to have it from scratch. But I've been lazy for the past couple of months, and I've just been buying stuff and putting it into my body and not caring of what is going inside. But I realized that I am getting bloated a lot more for the past couple of months. I'm not passing my stool as regularly as I would love to, because you're supposed to be passing your stool every day. Sometimes I find even the color of my urine is a bit different and it's not clear. So that means I am adding too much of processed stuff into my body and not the right stuff. So I start changing all of that for the past couple of weeks, and I've seen changes in my body. I've gained some weight because of the excess sugars that I'm having and not realizing how much I was having. Because every time that you go out, you stop. I will stop at a coffee shop and end up buying either a coffee latte, and there's this new one out that is called pistachio latte. I'm buying it and I'm realizing, okay, this is not that bad, but it is sweet. And then I probably end up buying a banana nut bread, more sugars. I'm going out for lunch. I probably get a salad and I'm drinking a diet soda. And when you look at that diet soda, it says no sugar added, but yet still it's sweet. It makes you wonder, how much stuff am I putting in my body? When you go home, when I come home, sometimes I like a glass of wine, added sugars. So for the entire day, if say my recommended dosage of sugar is say 5 grams, I've already exceeded that before lunch, just from the pistachio latte and the banana nut bread. That amount of sugar is already in my body. Now, do we need so much sugar is in our body? This challenge is here to open your minds, open your thoughts, and to see where you're going wrong, and let's try to change it. Some of the things that, as I was researching, and this was one of the things that I came across. According to the CDC, Americans consume too many added sugars, which can contribute to a number of health problems, including, and these include weight gain, obesity, type 2 diabetes or borderline diabetes, type 1 diabetes, because from once you get to type 2 and you don't control it, you're going to get to type 1, heart disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, cognitive decline, and some forms of cancer. Now, I was looking up some of the cancers that there is, and it could lead from anywhere from which was it? Cirrhosis of the liver, cancer of the blood, no, it's not lung cancer. Couple others. I didn't write them down. I was trying to print everything before I come on here tonight, but my printer wasn't working. And some of the studies for the cancers are still ongoing because they're not sure if what is causing it, if it is excessive sugars or excessive or lifestyle changes. And lifestyle changes could mean that you're having too much of something and it causes weight gain, it causes your body to just change the whole natural process of it, and that was causing our bodies to have these unwanted problems, right? Research on the topic, as I said, is ongoing, and past studies have been conducted on animals, not humans. Studies on people have shown these products to be generally safe if more than the acceptable daily intake for each is consumed. So again, how much sugar does one body needs? Do we really need the added sugars, or can we get the natural sugars from the fruits and vegetables and put that into our bodies. Plus, we have the carbohydrates, which will break down into sugars, into sugars that the body will accept and use better. So the choice is ours. It's not the scientist that is making these things. And granted, a couple of years ago, say in the 80s, we never had this larger population, so we could use more natural products and put it out there on the market. Now the market has expanded way beyond our reach right now, so we have to put added things in there and try to make things up as we go along to try to fill the demand. But filling the demand sometimes cause an adverse effect on our bodies. Now the choice is yours, guys. Are you going to try to live a healthier lifestyle? Or are you going to fall into the rut that everybody else is falling, which I have fallen into, right? I have fallen into the rut of not preparing my meals, not looking after my body the way I should look after it. I have fallen into the rut where I love sweets. I have a sweet tooth. And what I will go back as far as the first time I would go home. I'll come home from school, and one of the things my mother would say to me, go have a soda and a snack, and I'll go in the fridge, take my soda out, get a snack, and um, I love sodas. I'm not going to lie to you. I do love sodas. I love pastries. I love a good ice cream. But I realized I was consuming so much of that up to, say, last month, early last month, I was consuming sodas. And I was like, no, I don't like how my body's feeling. I would go to the gym and I'm pushing out 300% just to get 50% of my energy levels at the gym. So I have to be pushing my body way above what my normal body will be able to do just to get that output that I need. So my body has slowed down, my mindset has slowed down, and since I've reduced the amount of sugars that is going into my body, the unnatural sugars, I feel much better. I feel 10 times better. And some of my clients who have started it earlier, because I've been mentioning it to them from the start of this year, and two of them had started already and said, listen, I've lost a few pounds and I feel more energetic. So now I have to change their workout plan as we go along. Some say artificial sweeteners may raise the risk of obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and increased cancer risk. However, others say that some studies have not replicated the whole thing of these diseases going into the body. So if you follow the FDA, if you follow the CDC, if you follow the studies from Johns Hopkins, some persons will have different things to say about added sugars, and they will all come back and say the same things over a period of time. Now, my advice to you, and this is where I'm going to go from my intuition and not someone else's. From my studies, and I've been in fitness and health over 35 years, and I've helped people make lifestyle changes. The more you go natural with your meals, the better your body feels. The more, if you want to lose weight, go all natural products. And natural products meaning that anything that is grown, have that in abundance. Vegetables, you will have that in abundance. Stay away as much as possible from processed stuff. If you have to have it, have limited amounts. Treat yourself once in a while. with processed stuff. But make sure you're having your fresh fruits, vegetables, produce like your yams, your potatoes, things like that. In Jamaica, we like to boil green bananas. We boil our green bananas, and it is one of the best things for us ever. You know, it has the potassium, everything that we need, the iron, the vitamin, I think is vitamin B. And now there is some added products that is coming up. They call them superfruits and superfoods. Moringa is a wonderful product out there. But as my grandmother always tell us, too much of one thing is good for nothing. So have a variety of meals to your advantage. Have a variety. Don't make everything so boring, right? Because we find ourselves as we start getting bored of one thing, we tend to drift away to something else. And and worst thing we're doing is drifting away to something similar within that realm of things, and probably it is as sweet as the little thing that we're trying to get off from. So be careful. Have your fruits and vegetables in abundance and make it colorful. A nutritionist said to me, I shouldn't say just a nutritionist. She's a plant-based nutritionist, and she says when you're doing your vegetables, your plate needs to be divided into three things, three areas. 50% is green leafy vegetables, 30% is your reds, and the yellows are 20%. And it makes sense because what you want to have is a variety. And she also mentioned that, her name was Dr. Rose. She said with the green leafy vegetables, the faster the green leafy vegetables grow, it has some form of protein inside of it. And it has your iron, your your vitamins and minerals in the green leafy vegetables. In the reds, it has a different set of minerals that the body needs, and the yellows, same thing. So when you put all three colors on your plate, you're getting you're getting all the vitamins and minerals the body needs to survive. However, the body also needs added things. So we need more protein in our bodies as we get older because it helps with our muscle development, and it also helps with protecting our bones because if the muscles are weak, the bones get weak, the bones get brittle. So we have to have a balanced diet going forward. Eliminating sugar is one way of changing our lifestyle, and if you guys are since you guys are here, that means you guys are with me in this challenge. And it doesn't matter if you make a mistake today. What matters is what you do tomorrow. If you have something with sugars today, don't curse yourself out. Don't be mad at yourself. Correct yourself tomorrow. Put an X beside that and say, this I won't have. I will try to change it and look for something else. If you like juicing, I know they say it's better to eat your fruits than juice it, but sometimes if you juice it, I was talking to someone, I think it was yesterday, and I said to them, if you make your fruit juice and you want something like an ice cream, put the juice in the freezer, and just leave it there, and it becomes icy. It's not what you want, but it will be as nice as what you would like. And just slice some fruits in there and have it. You're making your own things. Be creative. There is so much platform out there that persons who are vegans or plant-based dieters, they are now putting so much information on social media now. And all of this is interesting and fun. So be creative. I hope you guys learned something tonight, and I'll be opening up I'll open the floor up for questions, so you can unmute yourself if you would like to ask a question or to say something in regards to what I just mentioned. All right, so the floor is yours, guys. You can open it up. You can say, add something or not. Any questions? Any? All right, somebody mentioned about beet sugar. Beets by itself is lovely. Roasted beets. Have you ever guys have tried roasted beets? Cut the skin off, place it into your oven, add a little salt, pepper to it, and just roast it for a little bit and have it. You'll realize how sweet beets are. And one of the things with beets, as I was talking to a client earlier today, too much beets will cause your urine to change to red. So if you see, if you're eating a lot of beets and your urine change color, don't be alarmed. I was alarmed at one point in my life. I wonder what the hell is happening to me. Is it something wrong with my body? But I realized that it wasn't something wrong with my body. It's just my body had too much beets and that's the color that comes out. And if you have too much carrots at times, your urine will change from the regular color to a bit of orange. So look at those. Yes, beets are delicious and it's nice. All right, guys. If you guys don't have any questions or anything to add, I thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm just wondering for fruit. Am I correct in saying that we can eat any kind of fruit?
Yes, you can eat any kind of fruits. Fruits are great for the body. I know the fresher the fruits. Growing up, we had in my yard, we had in Jamaica we have the Ethiopian apple. It is similar to, it is not, it's almost shapes like a pear, but the outside is red and the inside is white. And we have our fruits are seasonal. So I would go in the trees as a child and I'll just eat whatever there is on the property. And sometimes I don't even eat whatever is cooked. The only thing that fruit it will do to you is go into your body and come back out, right? So you can have abundance of fruit, enjoy your fruits, just don't overdo it. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, and raw vegetables are good too. Like sometimes I'll pretend like asparagus is a French fry.
The only thing I can say to you, more power to you. I hate asparagus. I hate it.
Oh goodness.
I hate it. I rather string beans over asparagus.
Yeah,
But
those are good too.
yeah, so roast it, you can roast it, you can steep it, you can stir fry it, whatever it is. The more the more fruits and vegetables they have is the better it is for your body. One of my very good colleagues, his name is Barrington. He's a plant-based person. One of the things he mentioned many years ago, he said to us that you can have any amount of vegetables and fruits in abundance, and it won't cause you to gain weight. However, what will cause you to gain weight is when you have that with the regular foods that you're eating. In Jamaica, I'm going to talk about Jamaica for a bit. I know you guys probably saying, why is he talking about Jamaica? That's where I'm from. Jamaica, we'll have mango season, and when the mangoes come out, we have a lot, a whole lot of different variety of mangoes. And persons, what they will tend to do is to stock up on mangoes and eat the mangoes in the evenings. So what they will do is have their breakfast, have their lunch, and while they're having their breakfast, they have a mango with breakfast. They have a mango with lunch, and have mangoes for dinner. Now, and they will gain weight during mango season and wondering, why did I gain weight? The reason is that you're overindulging in mangoes, also having other fruits. If you were to have the mangoes itself and water for the entire day, I guarantee you're going to the bathroom. Because what fruits and vegetables go into the system and come back out. Another thing that fruits and vegetables does is they're good pro and prebiotic. You can never get better pro and prebiotic from anything else but vegetables and fruit. All the stuff that they're making right now, if you were to go back to your roots and have fruits and vegetables throughout the day, you'll have better gut health. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Somebody asked about what about ripe bananas and pineapples? Ripe bananas are great. I think it was last year, a baseballer, one of the pro baseballers, he said, I think he's a Japanese. He said he got cramped, and the commentator asked him, why did you get cramp? And he said, because I didn't eat enough bananas. And when you really think about it, bananas give you potassium. It gives you everything that to help stabilize that balance in the muscles. So why not have bananas? Have a banana a day. Have pineapples a day. Breadfruit. Breadfruit is a lovely thing. You can have it roast. You can have it boiled. I don't think you can. Yes, have it roast or boiled or fried. But breadfruit is nice. It's a natural thing. Red apples are delicious when they're in season. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this with some of the fruits and vegetables that you buy in the store. Because I have bought some apples and left it out, and 2 weeks later the apples look really fresh. And sometimes you will probably buy an apple and you bite into it and it turns dark. They put something, I think it's called I'm not sure if it's embalming fluid, but there's a fluid, a wax that they put over it, and the wax is more detrimental to our bodies than it is to the apples. So if you're gonna have the apples, take away the skin layer, or try to wash it off as best as you can. And if you look at those canned fruits and vegetables, the canned fruits has more sugar than probably a half pound of sugar. So be careful of what you ingest. Any other questions or comments that you guys would like to share?
Yes, Dr. Lipton. Um, I'm really concerned about the grapes. We eat a lot of grapes in my house, and we're moving now to getting them from Trader Joe's, and we're getting like the what is it, cotton candy grapes, and what's the other one? Honey grapes. And I know you're saying that the fruits we can eat quite a few of them, quite a bit of them.
Mm-hmm.
But things like those types of fruits like that, you're saying that we can eat those also?
Yes, you can have them because they're. I know some of the grapes are scientific developed, but it is grown, and if you really to put those grapes down, because I buy some too, and if you leave them over a period of time, they're going to go bad. I don't know if you have that problem, but I do have that problem with with the natural fruits and vegetables that I buy. From once you put it down too long and it goes bad, that means it's good to have. If it doesn't go bad, I did a test, and one of the things I did last year, I remember I was coming from one appointment to another, and I was busy and I needed something to eat. So I stopped at Wendy's and ordered nuggets and fries and a drink. And while I was eating the nuggets, I realized something tastes funny in the nuggets. It doesn't taste like the nuggets that I'm used to. It doesn't taste like chicken anymore. And the fries taste funny. It just doesn't taste like potatoes. I left them on my kitchen counter, and I went away for 4 days and came back, and it looks like I just purchased those items. So that when I start looking at what is it that they're doing to these things, it's not just meat they're having, they're putting soy byproducts in them to fatten it up to make it taste great, plus add sugars to it, right? And the potatoes are not 100% potatoes. They are also byproducts of something else, and they make the fries with it. Now, I'm saying that to say this: if you leave some of the grapes out and it stays fresh for a week and a half, something is wrong with that grape. But if you leave it out and it goes bad, you can have abundance of it. But be mindful, if you're having grapes, it's grapes. Don't have grapes and carbs and a drink and then pack yourself up and then wondering, Lipton said something wrong. No. Have your fruits alone. I normally would do my clients on a cleanse where they do fruits and water for the entire 3 days. And they find that the average weight loss over those 3 days were 7 pounds. So fruits in abundance is great. It makes your body healthier. It makes your skin radiant. And the water with that makes you feel much better about yourself. You find your body moving better. Your mindset is great. But the challenge is when you're having that, try not to have anything else. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
You are welcome. Organic grapes, organic apples, do they have what? When you go to the farmer's market, I haven't been to a farmer's market here in Atlanta, but when I was in North Carolina, I would go to the farmer's market and you'll find some of the farmers bring their fresh stuff. And you can tell that they just picked it off the trees because it really looks like it's not shiny. It doesn't look like a shiny diamond in the sky. It really looks like something coming from off a tree. And it tastes different, totally different. So if you can go to the farmer's market and get it, get it. I would suggest doing that. It's a little bit more pricey than what you get in a Walmart or a Publix, or the regular supermarkets, but it's worth it. Sweet potatoes and yam is good. Yes, sweet potatoes and yams are good. Again, all things that are grown is great. If it is made in a plant, if it is in a can, if it is in a box, stay away from it. Anything that is processed, stay away from it. That's my suggestion. Okay? Any other questions, guys? We're about, I normally go for an hour and we are about 9 minutes to go. I try to keep it as short and spicy as possible. Is there any other questions? And we will be doing another talk in 2 weeks. Try to see if we can, how you guys have been going. If you guys need to send me an email or anything, let me type my let me put my email address inside here, so you guys can send me an email. Or if you guys need to contact me, where is my number? I don't remember my number. I'm so bad at this. I'm so sorry. And my number is 919-355-8160. All right. Let me see if I can make this stick. All right, so that's my contact, guys. And if you go to my no crackers, Janice, no crackers. We're on no sugar. So on my website, you will see, if you guys go to my website, it is brigade.com. You'll see I have a free one-on-one session going on. So if you want to take, if you want to just sign up for it, that's my email, that's my website. It's in the chat. So if you need a one-on-one session to go in depth with it, you can book a session with me. Can call me or send me an email and said you want a session, and we'll set it up in a time and we can go through it. And the first session is free. And then if you want, we can discuss going further as we go along. But we'll be doing this talk again within 2 weeks. I'll be checking up on you guys. Some of you guys, I have you on WhatsApp. Some of you guys, I have you on text. So just send me an email and I'll respond to you as quick as possible. You can ask me any questions you want via the email. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I hope this was informative, and I wish you all good luck with the challenge. I am excited about the challenge because I'm looking for a lifestyle change myself. I fell off the wagon and I'm coming back strong, and I'm going to get myself back on that wagon. Remember, it is not how much time you fall, it's how much time you get back up. And thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.